Tag, that's hello in German. We will be heading back to London from Brussels Midi with the Eurostar today. We'll start here in Cologne and catch the ICE train to Brussels. We'll explore Brussels for like only 3 to 4 hours.
Because
the rest of the exploring will be done when we're at London.
Anyway, I will now say
welcome to the European trip.
Also, here's something I'll say briefly.
Not many days left now. We are going on the Eurostar today. I hope it's one of the new ones.
Because yes, Eurostar got some new trains, which are no other than the E320, also known as the Class 374. For those of you who don't know what it looks like, here is a picture of what it looks like on screen now. And the reason I want to go on that train is
because I've never been on them. I've been on Eurostar before when I went to France a couple of years back, but not one of the new ones.
Because at the time, the new trains had not yet entered service. The train I was on was an E300, also known as the Class 373. Here is a picture of what it looks like, and here's a little fact about it. Since 2016, many of these trains have been scrapped or put into storage. However, some have been maintained and refurbished and still operate with Eurostar alongside the Class 374s. Also, there are a few trains that operate with Izzy, a low-cost train service running between Paris and Brussels. So it's a good thing that they have some Class 373s too. Oh, and if you want to see what a Eurostar Class 373 looks like in its refurbished livery, I'll show you a picture of it right now. Anyway, we will now return to the European trip and wait for the train.
This is a type of train we want, except this isn't our train. The next one is. It's going to Munich, this one.
Because of some sort of delay, apparently, though, it didn't turn up in a very long time. However, it did eventually arrive.
Said at about 8:54, about your connected trains are
I was expecting our train to come in after the one I showed you, but it didn't because it was delayed due to disruptions on the line. It was first delayed by 20 minutes, then went up to 15 minutes more to 35 minutes. So that's why there was a few more trains coming in after that one and before this one to the platform we were on.
Now, I didn't make very many clips on the journey because there wasn't really that much to show, but we soon arrived at the Belgian capital, which is indeed Brussels.
We've arrived in Brussels,
which means we can now do some sightseeing, although
because of that delay we had this morning, we've only got like 2 hours now of exploring.
Which is shorter than the time it was planned to take. Don't worry though, a lot more exploring will be done in London, so that ought to make up for the time we lost.
We are on the metro now.
And yes, Brussels does have a metro system and a tramway system. Honestly, I'm getting a bit sick now of the fact that whenever we travel to a new place, you always say what that place has. It's just very lame, boring and repetitive now, and besides, pretty much every major city in the world has either a metro or tramway system, or both even. Well, let's be honest, I don't think now is a good time for you to be sick of it, because we're very nearly at the end of the trip now, and we've only got one more place after Brussels to explore, which is of course London, and pretty much everyone in the world knows that London has a tube system. Therefore, I won't say what that place has, so you really have nothing to be sick of. Now, roll the remaining clips of the video, my voiceover guy.
We are on the metro now.
No, my voiceover guy, you've just shown that clip, you nut. Well, I just can't be bothered to do what you say. Fine, if that's the case, then I'll just do it myself. So, you're not gonna suspend me for my job? No, but that's only because you're lucky and I'm letting you off this time, because I'm nice. Next time, you won't be so lucky, so bear that in mind. Anyway, here is the rest of the video, folks.
We are heading 6 stops up from our station, which is Gardi Midi,
To a place which I can't remember the name of. Soon, we left the metro and had an explore of the streets. Then we took a ride on the tram. But with very little time left, we soon had to get back to Brussels Midi station, and since the tramway ran through there, that's the transport we used.
Tu vois qui c'est le même KDV? Tu vois qui c'est le même KDV? Mais en gros, genre, je viens de voir là maintenant.
And after a few stops, we arrived back at the station. Then, we headed to a waiting area for passengers travelling with Eurostar in the station, and we stayed there until the final call for our train was given.
We are heading for the Eurostar now.
And what's even better is that it's one of their newer ones.
Here's a clip that I'm going to show you from the front. We are on the train now.
And it was very nice, as it had great air conditioning and really comfortable seats. And there were even TV screens throughout the train. Now, the train's calling points were Lille Europe, located in France, and Ebbsfleet International, in southeast England. Also, there's something I'm going to say quickly.
It'll be 4 countries we'll have been to today. Never done that before.
And soon we start to speed up a little.
Traveling for business or pleasure, you can buy Oyster card for
Shortly after passing through Calais, we then entered the Eurotunnel, linking England with France. The journey took around 20 to 30 minutes, like a lot of journeys do. Anyway, that was it. We had officially left Central Europe. As sad as it may be though, it was a great time that we had over there, and something like this is bound to happen again, I'm sure. Anyway, once we emerged at the other end, I had something I just wanted to say.
We are back in what would be called a rainy old England.
Because that's England's weather, you know. It rains a lot of the time. Unlike in some countries in Central Europe, where it rains only a few times a year. Anyway, we continued with the journey, passing Ashford International, which there's no footage of.
Arriving at Ebbsfleet International.
And then arriving at Ebbsfleet International, which there is footage of. Followed shortly by passing Stratford International, meaning that we would soon be arriving at London St Pancras International. Also, here's a little fact I'll share with you about Stratford International. Despite the station being called Stratford International, no international trains actually call there. The station is only served by South Eastern high-speed trains. However, it is served by Class 395 trains, which also run on the high-speed 1 route, and passengers can interchange between these trains and Eurostar trains at either Ebbsfleet or Ashford. Anyway, we soon arrived at London St Pancras.
We are arriving at St Pancras, just behind me, out the window.
Then, once we got off the train, we had to go through security again before finding the hotel that we were staying in for the night, which was the St Pancras Premier Inn. But first, I thought I'd show you a few Eurostar Class 374s that were in the station. Originally, when the Eurostar first commenced operation, the terminal in London was at Waterloo before being moved to St Pancras in November 2007. Anyway, after resting in the hotel for a bit, we headed for something that is a favourite of mine, the London Underground, and we rode on the Victoria line down to Victoria, took the District line from there up to Whitechapel, where we then caught the Hammersmith and City line back to King's Cross St Pancras. This journey was only short because of the fact that we were doing more of this in the last episode. Now, I may have made a few clips of the Victoria line, but after that clip, there were no more of the journey. This is because of how crammed the trains were, and I felt as if it was too crammed to film any more clips. Anyway, we made it back to King's Cross and then headed for the King's Cross Premier Inn, where we met my sister, who will appear on screen now. Hi! And I'll also be nice enough to show you her boyfriend.
How are we all?
Yep, I think we're all good. Anyway, I took a few clips of the insides of the hotel. Then we said goodbye to my sister and her boyfriend and headed back to our hotel.
We are gonna end our day now. It's been a great evening and a great day as well.
Especially because we went through
4 countries in one day.
And as I said earlier,
I've never done that before.
Anyway,
tomorrow, it's our last day tomorrow, but we'll make it a good one. Make it the best one of them all. We'll explore most of London. Then in the evening we'll catch the 18:30 train back home to Durham,
where we will officially end the trip. The train that we catch will be an LNER train, a nice type of train to end it all, wouldn't you say? Anyway, it is now time for me to say
thank you all for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for the last day of the European trip. Enjoy the rest of your day.